Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of my Create This Book 2 series by me and Moriah Elizabeth. Today, I am going to be doing 4 more prompts in this book, which I am very excited about. Before I begin, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's see what I can come up with for today. The first prompt of the day is to create a to-do list. So I grabbed this super sparkly pen and got ready to write down some of the things that I would like to do today. The first thing that I wrote down on the list was to wake up before 10 a.m. I always like to try and set myself goals so I don't sleep my whole day away. And this was the first thing that I came up with, and I already did it, so it's super nice to just check it off. Are you the kind of person that puts things that you've already done on your to-do list just so you can check them off? Because I definitely can be sometimes. My other goals are to drink 8 cups of water and stay hydrated, get my 10K steps in, edit a video for YouTube, and then I would also like to journal at some point today. I always try and journal every night. I just feel like it's a healthy habit that I try to keep. I also want to make a painting today. I have a commission that I need to work on. And finally, I would like to play Mario Kart with my husband because I love Mario Kart. It is like one of my favorite games ever, so I definitely need to add that to my list. For this abbreviated to-do list, I decided to draw out a picture for each of the items on the list. That way I could have a little image corresponding to each one of the to-dos on the page. So for the wake up before 10 a.m., I drew a little alarm clock with the 10 a.m. on it. For the water, a water cup, and so on. I'm going to be using my Posca pens to color everything in. You know how I love these, but first I'm outlining everything with this marker. That way it has nice defined lines to fit the style that I'm going for this, which is just kind of fun and bold and playful. So that's what I'm starting off doing, just outlining all of the designs that I have created for this in black and then erasing the pencil underneath before I dive right in with these bright, colorful Posca pens that I love so much. I decided to make the alarm clock pink. Fun fact, I don't own an alarm clock, but it still is a good representation, but it probably would have been more accurate to draw an iPhone alarm. Don't know if other people are like that, but I use my phone for everything like that. And now to color in the rest of the things, I tried to make this car that I drew out for Mario Kart look like the car that I use in the game, so maybe you'll recognize it. And now it's time to cut all of them out and place them in the book. This was a lot of fun to do. This is just a short little to-do list for the weekend, and it was a lot of fun to create this and just have some fun with it. And I love putting these little images with the list of to-dos. I'm a big to-do list maker, but adding in the little pictures was a lot of fun and gave it a whole new light that made it a lot more exciting and made me want to check off my to-dos. The next prompt for today is to create a comic strip. So I was kind of nervous about this one. I'm not very good at this. I have literally tried to do this before like a couple of times and it just never really turns out the way I want it to. I forget that comics can be, different things. It can have words, it can have little action things, and I'm just not very good at putting action into art all the time. So this was a bit challenging for me, but I did try to come up with a quick little story that could be told in these little comic boxes that I was provided. So the story that I decided to go along with is that there is this cloud castle floating in the sky. And along comes this dragon, which is very scary. It's going to be a red dragon. And it starts burning the Cloud Kingdom. And the Cloud Kingdom rulers are like, oh my goodness. The king and queen are like, what's going to happen? But then comes another dragon, which saves the day because it is a water dragon. So that is what I decided to go with for the story. I kind of just came up with it and went with it, so that's what I'm going with. And now I'm coloring everything in. I decided to make the castle pink and purple to make it a little bit dreamy. The bad or the fire dragon is red, and then I decided to keep adding in. I added a couple of pictures and things that might have not been completely necessary to tell this story, but I guess it's just something that I need a little bit more practice in. I colored in all of the sky blue in the background, and then I just kept on rolling with it. I kind of started doing things in sections, so coloring all of the fire in orange, doing pink for the castle and purple for the castle, and then I decided to make the water dragon this blue-green color. I didn't want to make it blue because the sky was already blue, so I kind of went with this blue-green instead, and there it is, putting out the fire on the castle. And at the end of the comic, we are left with the two dragons facing off in the Battle of the Ages, and there it is. I'm gonna say that the blue dragon wins because I like a happy ending, but let me know who you think would win in this comic strip. I like how it turned out. It's a little silly, a little childish, but it was a lot of fun. And now it's time for the next prompt, which is to create a miracle. Now, I'm not entirely sure that I followed the prompt for this one because rainbows are possible, but when I think of a miracle, I immediately think about rainbows because even though there is a scientific explanation for them, it is just insane that they exist and that they happen. And I think it is such a cool thing, and their origin from the Bible, which I really love. So I decided to make this page dedicated to rainbows and filling in the space. And it's a very simple design, but not every design has to be over the top and super planned out and super perfect. I wanted to just have fun with this one and make it a fun little pattern and just have some fun with it. Sometimes I'm hard on myself and put a lot of pressure on it, but I think this page turned out really cute even though it's simple. And now it's time for the last prompt, which is to create cuteness. And I have these little faces that I want to use, and I want to create cuteness on fruit. So I decided to draw out all of these little fruits with my Posca pens, including an apple, this pear that I made. I added in some grapes eventually, this lemon. I just kind of kept trying to think of fruits. I knew that I wanted to do 8 fruits on the page since I had 8 of those faces. So I just kept adding different fruits that I could think of, and it would have been fun to do like a banana or a kiwi, but I just didn't have room for those things, so I prioritized the fruits. I came up with a peach, which is kind of a random fruit that I don't usually think of, and then I did grapes, watermelon, so just a lot of fun variety of fruits that turned out really cute and really simple in these little Posca pen drawings. But it's because I want the face to be the main element of the fruit because that's what's going to make it cute. So let's bring these into play. It took me forever to try and figure out how to use them, but finally I was like, wait a minute, these kind of seem like those fake tattoos that you would put on as a kid with like the sticky, but I didn't know that's what they were, so it took me forever to try and figure it out. They came in a squishy makeover kit, and I had no idea that that's what they were, even though I'm sure there was like directions in there or something. But I finally figured out how to use them, and then I decided which faces to put on which fruits, and this is how they turned out. I think they are pretty cute. Let's take a look at the first one again, which was to create a to-do list, and this is how it turned out. I loved adding the images to the to-do list. Here is the comic strip where our blue dragon saves the kingdom of the castle land from the red dragon's fire. And here is the next prompt where I did a simple little doodle of a miracle, which is a rainbow. And here is the final prompt that we did today, which was to create cuteness, which we did by adding these cute little faces to these variety of fruits. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which one was your favorite. I hope you enjoyed. I really appreciate it. Before you leave, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!